What's going on? Is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Walking around downtown Detroit. Hey, you know, Bill Clinton and Tim Walz accepted his nomination for vice president, and then Bill Clinton, former president of the 90s. You know what's so unique about Bill Clinton as he gives his commencement speech, or he gives his speech participating in the whole Democratic National Convention, is that the same thing, the very same thing that black people and Democrats give Trump problems about, as far as character and things like that, is the exact same things that we celebrated, and the people that you rocked with, they celebrated Bill Clinton for. They 100% did. Remember, like y'all said that he was the first black president and y'all loved him for it before Obama, right? Because then you had Bush 2, who, objectively speaking, in my opinion, was the worst president of my lifetime. But you had Bush 2, but then Bush 1 was before Clinton, and then you had Clinton. And so Clinton, which we don't talk about a lot because a lot of people wasn't outside at that time, and I wasn't outside at that time because I couldn't vote for Clinton either, but I was alive and I experienced and I was able to see, and in hindsight, looking back at how things played out, how Clinton participated in the downfall of a lot of America and of your father and your mother and your grandfather and your grandmother's pensions and everything like that. Because what you don't know, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a history lesson right now, what you don't know is that not only was Bill Clinton getting head in the White House, you know what I'm saying, instead of Biden going to bed at 8 p.m., because Democrats has been absolutely terrible. And again, we had some Republicans, some bad Republican presidents. Not Trump. He was actually one of the best presidents in my lifetime. But while he was getting head in the White House by a mid-chick and Monica Lewinsky, he was also the one that helped give away American jobs. Oh, you didn't know that? So he mortgaged your future for your present at that time in the 90s. So in 2024, and this is one of the reasons why I keep saying that the things that you do today and who you vote for is not for you, it's for your children and your grandchildren. What he basically did was he sold out American companies and he shipped jobs overseas in order to help companies become more profitable. So all of y'all pro-union, American jobs, you know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that immigration is not affecting us and stuff like that. How come y'all don't have that same smoke in this revisionist history for Bill Clinton? Because he's the one that helped China take over and become a superpower. And one of the ways that he did it is he made it easier for them to do business and ship American jobs for cheap over and across seas. And then at the same time demanded nothing in return. So now when Trump started to levy tariffs in order to try to set the path back straight, y'all want to sit here and hold him accountable for it. But in reality, it's because he's trying to undo all of the things that previous administrations got y'all suffering for today. So when you say America makes nothing, well, that's one of the things that you can thank the Bushes and the Clintons for, and why Trump had to renegotiate the North American Free Trade Agreement in order to make sure that things was a little bit more balanced. And while American companies were shipping jobs overseas and union members and things like that were basically dwindling at a fast pace, and there was no real innovation except for making sure that they assembled things here instead of manufacturing things here in the United States of America, well, you can thank Clinton for that. And you can also thank him for the housing crisis. Oh, you don't know about that? Okay, so the foundation of the housing crisis happened under the Clinton and the Bush administrations. And so they paid the piper in the early to the mid 2000s, but it all started to play its part, and they made money so easy to get, and they made the restrictions so light, and they enriched bankers, and then he walked away sailing scot-free, and then y'all was trying to nominate his wife into office because y'all felt sorry for her because he was getting head in the White House. But you got revisionist history because you don't know that a lot of the things that Trump did, in addition to making sure that we had a booming economy and things like that, a lot of the things that he was doing was undoing all of the things that happened during the previous administrations. And so it's so funny because so many people are uninformed. And I was looking at a woman online today And I started to react to her, but I decided not to, because her video was too long and she was talking like 6 minutes. She was just rambling about a bunch of nonsense. But so many people are so ignorant to the history of what really happened because A, they financially illiterate, and then B, they don't understand exactly how these administrations played a role in your demise. And so they tie themselves to a party, or your mother and your father sold you out for crumbs, and then you can't benefit from the American economy. And then you start to say, well, back in y'all day, y'all did this and y'all did that. No, back in their day, they fumbled. And they made worse decisions than you. And so now you have the benefit of being able to tap into people like me instead of the regular media, so that you can better understand exactly how you're supposed to be moving when it comes to making an informed decision when you vote. You see how that works? You don't have to depend on your parents because your parents sold you out. When I tell y'all need to hold y'all parents accountable for the things that y'all see happening today in y'all lives, I'm telling you that because it's true. In every way possible. It's not just because of what happens when it comes to how it was that they made a mistake in raising you in a single parent household and happy wife, happy life. None of that stuff is the only reason why. It's also because they also sold you out financially. They sold you out with the way that they voted. They sold you out across the board. So when you get mad at me, I kind of look at it as a blessing. I kind of look at it in the same way that you mad at me because of something that your parents did. And so you got to hold them accountable. You got to have a conversation with them and say, how come y'all still telling us to do the same thing and getting even worse results? Because that's the definition of insanity. And then they got him speaking at the Democratic National Convention before Tim Walz, who now they selling y'all out when it comes to y'all children and the ability to allow them to be able to do gender affirmation and switch their genders and use whatever bathrooms they want to use, and they can go and beat up women in women's sports and all of that, and y'all celebrate them for it. They got a Planned Parenthood van on the outside of the Democratic National Convention, and y'all vote for them, but y'all call yourselves Christians and black people, and y'all voting people in office based off of identity politics instead of voting people in office based off of policy and who's going to actually help your children be better in the future. They selling y'all out, but y'all keep tying yourselves to this Democratic plantation, and they've been selling y'all out for years, and y'all parents ain't giving y'all no additional insight. And so as a result, y'all keep voting the same way, and then y'all get mad at me because I don't want to be a part of the same crew that y'all in, and y'all voting for Kamala Harris for what? Do you know how many people she locked up? I don't got no love and I don't got no sympathy for none of y'all because all of y'all ignorant, and that's why they keep trying to mobilize y'all to vote instead of informing y'all on how it is that you need to look at these candidates. Do your research. Talk to your OGs. Talk to the people that actually was alive at that time and see how they start getting them ninja loans. You know what a ninja loan was back then? No income, no job. You approve. No income, no job, you approve. They manufactured the housing crisis. They never locked up no bankers, and now y'all getting mad at all of us because we want to inform ourselves and we want our children to be better off than what y'all are. Listen, if you don't learn from your mistakes, you're bound to repeat history, except for it's going to be much worse this time than it was last time. It's going to be 10 times worse. And the children are the ones that pay for the sins of their fathers, and y'all better start holding the people that sold y'all out accountable instead of getting mad at the people that ultimately walk away from this Democratic plantation. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm curious as to what y'all think. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I'm definitely going to see y'all on the Millionaire Morning Show. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later.